Hello, this is Jesse Hansen, Clinical Director and Co-founder at Helix Healthcare Group, and I'm here to talk about high-functioning anxiety. First of all, I think it's important that we recognize that we in North America especially, or developed countries around the world, we are all rewarded for being highly functional, anxious people. We have created a culture that deeply rewards us for getting a lot of things done in as quickly amount of time as possible, and in essence, we are rewarded for being high-functioning anxiety people. So once we can acknowledge that, it's not enough to solve the problem in and of itself, but it is enough to bring awareness. And I work with a lot of corporate executives, a lot of people that are highly rewarded, whether it's through money or stature or sense of self, because of their high-functioning anxiety and what it brings them. It's important if we can identify with this, or maybe we can see this in a loved one, our parents, our children, our other family members or friends, is that ultimately, though it is culturally accepted and though it is culturally rewarded, it's not ultimately healthy. It takes a big toll on many different organ systems in the body, from the sensory motor nervous system to the adrenals, to the different stress responses, cortisol, all these different ways in which the body pays the price for that anxiety. Psychologically, it keeps our mind in a very busy state, a very go, 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 what's next, the ideas of inner peace, the ideas of being okay just sitting still or sitting with ourselves becomes almost foreign and very uncomfortable. In the big picture of our life, these are very important elements to overall health. And it does sadden me that our culture does not get it, does not understand how important that is. I think there is some form of a movement, some form of an awakening happening, even amongst the population of people that I often work with, to recognize, I just know deep down this isn't actually good for me. So if you can relate to this or know anyone that can, I strongly encourage, the first thing is to be able to just talk about it, to be able to acknowledge it, to be able to admit, this is what's happening, and I don't know how to get out of it because I'm so well rewarded for it in so many arenas of my life that it's hard to want to change it. I don't have all the answers. I don't know how to quickly fix this, but I do know that it starts with talking about it, and it follows up with actually creating some kind of a mindfulness-based practice, some way in which we can decide and make a choice to put a little bit of time, a little bit of energy, and maybe a little bit of money into taking care of our own mental health. When we look deeper than that, beyond just general mindfulness, meditation, yoga, things like that, we also could dare to look more deeply at the original reasons as to why we became high-functioning anxiety-type people. This would involve having to look deeper at our own childhood, our development through adolescence into teenage years, and a lot of the beliefs that we may hold about ourselves. I'm not going to say that that is easy to do. It takes humility and it takes courage. However, if we do not, as a culture, and each one of us as individuals, start to look at this, we're going to be seeing more and more of an epidemic of addiction and escapism through drugs and alcohol and even legal drugs, because we are running at a pace that is simply not sustainable. So if you're feeling any resonance with these words and you can identify in yourself or anyone else that there's elements of high-functioning anxiety, please have the courage to reach out, have the courage to ask to learn about it, to maybe even ask for help.